Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Fidus Trading Channel. We are back again with another daily market analysis video. It is Thursday, the 10th of April, 2025, and we're going to be looking at what's happened in the markets from Wednesday to present date and what we could potentially expect to happen for the remainder of the week. Now, also note that there was a major news event that happened, and it was very much a black swan event. Trump pretty much manipulated the markets, in my opinion. After the announcement of the tariffs, the markets dived tremendously. We saw a 2 trillion wipeout of value. Then yesterday, or rather last night, Trump announced that tariffs will be paused for 90 days. Tariff implementation will be paused for 90 days for countries that did not increase or reciprocate tariffs to the US and harm. That being said, the markets exploded. The movements that happened on that previous Thursday and Friday, a bearish move in the indices, have been completely wiped out by a strong bullish move, a 12% gain in the NAS 100. We saw a 12% gain in the NAS 100, and it's completely eradicated that move. So we are trading with very, very little structure right now. I mean, the market's just been run on fundamentals. And let's take a look at the charts and see what we can see. So, starting with NAS 100, we're on the 4-hour chart. We see that the markets produced a double bottom, followed by the huge spike in the markets. Right now, indices are not giving us much to work with. We were looking for short positions, but we have eliminated, or rather pushed beyond the 50 SMA, currently trading within that line. The bearish resistance trend line is still very much intact. It looks like it's being tested currently. Looks like we're currently testing the break and retest level. But that being said, that strong move which we had last night, that move which completely annihilated the bearish gains which we are looking at, has been recuperated. And the strength of this candle makes me very nervous to take a short position right now. Also considering the fact, if we look at the indicators, we are above 50 SMA and we are trading way above the 55 mark on the RSI. Thus, we are more in bullish territory. We have 2 bullish confluences and 1 bearish confluence, or 2 bearish confluences. So I would say right now it's an indecision zone. Why? Although the bearish resistance trend line is intact, we have the break and retest of the level we were looking at. The market indicators are indicating bullish. So we have 2 bullish indicators and 2 bearish indicators. Thus, it's very much indecision. What am I looking at going forward? I honestly cannot tell you. I think we need further play out. I think these black swan events have eradicated the structure, the technical structure of the markets, and it is not something we can trade from a technical perspective right now until the market shake loose and we actually have back-end structure to trade. So at the moment, I would like to think that the bears still have a place, still have a space to trade. I mean, even here we can acknowledge the bearish we can acknowledge the complete divergence of the RSI, and I wouldn't even call this divergence of the RSI because the levels themselves were very close, but we can acknowledge how far removed these 2 volume indicators are. And in turn, I was looking for shorts coming up to this position, but it turns out the market just has another plan with that 90-day tariff announcement, and we will go in and we'll take a look. But for the time being, I'm actually staying out of indices. I do not know which direction it's going to go in. I cannot predict. My indicators are completely out of whack. Should markets come back here, retest this level and then push higher, that's my prediction. However, markets could also see this level, be like, hey, that was just a one-time black swan event, drop completely back below into the levels which we were currently trading and continue with the bearish move. I do acknowledge the strong support that we do have here. Now, if we were to go into the daily time frame, that would be more evident. So here at 17,300, markets completely turned around. So it did trade off a level of support, which makes sense that once the tariffs were announced, the tariff pause was announced, market stepped back in at this particular level. I'd like to say I had a position there, but truth be told, I was looking for shorts. So I was in no way looking for longs here. I did have a long position from here up to the resistance and then shortly closed it thinking the bears were stepping back in. Again, markets will do what the markets will do. I couldn't have predicted Trump would have had that announcement. For the time being, let's go into the 1 hour, see what we can see. For the time being, markets are trading comfortably above the 50 SMA on the 1 hour. So we have a little bit more structure. We can see markets are coming back down. What can I potentially expect here? I can expect price to come back within that 55-45 zone of the RSI, give me a nice pivot point, potentially a break and retest close to the 50 SMA, and then a push to the upside. This would be more likely scenario here. However, I wouldn't look for an entry on the 1 hour. I'd be going into the 15-minute for an entry. So potential entry point for a long position at 18,070, but we'll have to wait and see what plays out here. Moving on to US 30, very similar movement here. So markets finding support, I think, at that daily level. Yes, this was a daily support level right here at 37,000. I want to say 37,300. Markets providing a nice double bottom pattern before the Trump announcement, and then a huge 12% spike in that market right there. We are currently sitting upon a break and retest level at 40,800. So structure very much playing out exactly like NAS 100. We can see prices broken above the 50 SMA. We are trading bullish on the RSI, and despite that, we still have our bearish resistance trend line intact. So on the 4 hour, very much indecision. We have two bearish confluences with the break and retest level and the bearish resistance trend line. And then we have about 3 bullish confluences with the double bottom pattern, the bullish momentum, the break above the 50 SMA, and then the RSI. So that's actually 4 bullish confluences and 2 bearish confluences. So enough for me to go into the 1 hour time frame and see what's happening there. And what we can see is prices comfortably trading above the 50 SMA. We have that curvature currently happening on the 1 hour time frame with the SMA. If we were to place this as a break and retest level, we could potentially see price coming down, testing this level, getting close to the 50 SMA, potentially residing within that 45-55 zone, providing us with a pivot within that zone for an entry, taking an entry upon that level and trading all the way to the top side. So I would like to say we're looking for an entry at about 39,358 to the upside. So bullish movement to the upside. Let's see what happens there. We'll be looking for an entry on the 15-minute time frame. Moving into the gold chart, we can see the gold, I would like to say, wouldn't really affect it, but we do have a strong bullish pattern here. Look at that. Beautiful. Anyway, gold was traveling bullish prior to the announcement. As we can see, there wasn't much change in the structure. There was a spike down at the time of the announcement, but it continues its bullish trajectory, which only leads to indicate that countries are investing heavily in gold at the moment. Gold had fallen all the way down to the 2975 mark before reversing intensely all the way to the upside. Candle that kicked it off was at Wednesday, 9th of April. So, Wednesday, 9th of April, yesterday. So yesterday we had that strong kickoff here with the 4-hour candle at 3 a.m. In fact, we can practically notch it down to that 3 a.m. Asian session. And let's just put a marker here and see what we can see. 1:3 risk to reward ratio if we were to have traded that. I mean, that would have been absolutely brilliant. I do apologize if I'm speaking a bit fast today, though. Yeah, I just got a lot of things I'm working on, and I really needed to get this analysis out. Damn, 2 days I wasn't doing it. Anyway, back to gold. What can we observe? Firstly, let's go back to the Let's go back to 4-hour chart. So price has broken back above the 50 SMA. We've broken above the 55 level on the RSI, comfortably trading above the bullish support trend line. So all signs point to bullish nature. We have bullish confluence in the markets. We are trading with the bulls. On the 1 hour, we are a little bit more comfortable taking positions from here. Why? We're still trading very close to the 50 SMA. Price is comfortably trading above the 55 level, so it's in the bullish territory. And we have some structure being formed here with the higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high. So we have structure at play. So bullish on the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frames. I'll be looking for entries on the 1-hour time frame, potentially here at 1093. Price potentially coming back down, hopefully tapping into this 55-45 region of the RSI to indicate the retracement, and then looking for a long position all the way to the upside. We'll be looking for 1:3 here on the 15-minute chart. So very much bullish on gold, and we'll be looking for long positions. Coming into Euro USD. Euro USD was impacted by that tariff announcement by dollar strength. So the dollar bulls had stepped in once the tariff was announced, and the markets pretty much just gained some strength before reversing during the Asian session this morning. So what can we see for Euro USD? Seems to be trading in a bit of consolidation at the moment. We have resistance at 1.109, I'd like to say. Around about that vicinity, with the support level at about 1.09385. Markets just seem to be ranging between here, but the overall structure in the market remains bullish, and we will continue to look for long positions to the upside. Thus, I'll be waiting for the markets to come back to 1.09385, and I'll be looking for long positions off the support level close to the 50 SMA and trading on the pivot levels within the 45-55 region of the RSI. Now, that being said, entries will be seen on the 1-hour time frame, but we can comfortably see that we are trading with major more bullish confluences than consolidation confluences. So we can say we are in a bullish consolidation at the moment. So definitely trading to the upside, just waiting for price to get back down to that support level. Euro JPY, very much also consolidating. We had a huge spike down. Open of the market was very low. Then market spiked up, and we're currently just at that fair range market value at the moment. So not much movement here. Not really going to do an analysis of it because indicators indicate consolidation, trading close to 50 with price just upon that 50 SMA level, trading between two levels. So yeah, consolidation and not a broad range one at that. It's very narrow at the moment. So we'll have to wait for momentum to step into this market. Taking a look at USD JPY, also very much impacted by tariff news. Once the tariffs were announced, the price spiked to the upside, and we hit our resistance zone at 148.11 before price reversed to the downside. So the bears are still in control here. The yen is still a little bit stronger than the dollar by the looks of it, and we are trading to the downside. I'll be waiting for price to come back up, test that 148.11 level, and then shoot to the downside. Otherwise, a break of the low and a retest of the low, and then trading to the downside. Right now, we can comfortably see all indicators point towards the bears in control. Price did test that 50 SMA before significantly dropping, thankfully. We are within the 45-55 zone of the RSI, but more towards the bearish side. So bearish structure, we are comfortably trading short positions there. Let's just take a quick analyze at our other pairs. So Bitcoin, we had a sharp drop in Bitcoin followed by a spike after the tariff pause announcement. So we are currently trading high upon the bearish resistance trend line. We'll be looking for short positions here. We do have a double bottom pattern, which we do need to be aware of. But, we also have a W pattern. So, W pattern, could be looking for longs. We'll just have to wait and see how this market shakes out. But for the most part, the bearish structure is still very much intact. The indicators right now indicating bulls are still in control with the break of the 50% SMA and a trading above 55 on the RSI, double bottom pattern. But from a higher time frame perspective, we can see we are still very much bearish. We are approaching that strong bullish trend line. I'm not sure if markets could feel that this is enough and turn around from here, or we could get further downside towards that trend line. Testing the trend line, testing the break and retest level at 69,200 before pushing to the upside. We'll have to wait and see. Taking a look at CHF JPY, we are still very much bullish on this. So CHF leading with the strength. We have bullish structure still at play, but we have a lot of wick rejections and spikes. Within the recent candles, we've had bullish movements, so bullish momentum at play here. Let's go into the 1 hour and see what's happening. So you can see that tight consolidation with price finally breaking out. Price trading above the 50 SMA and above 55 on the RSI. So in the 1 hour, we have bullish structure too. But we're too close to the 50, we're too far from the 50 SMA on the 4 hour chart, and we're too close on the 1 hour chart. So we need to get some distance on the 1 hour chart. Then retest, potentially retesting here at the break of the resistance at 172.771 and then pushing to the upside. We'll have to wait and see what happens there, but we are bullish on this pair. Take a look at silver. Silver hasn't really recovered all that much from the major bearish dump. Let's go into the 1 hour. Yeah, we did break an important bullish trend line, but recovery is very slow and steady. I have to wait and see what's happening with this pair. But right now, we are still trading below the 50 SMA on the 4 hour chart. So trading below the 50 SMA on the 4 hour chart, but above 50 on the RSI. So I think we are still awaiting to see what happens with this one. So we stay out of silver for now. Don't even talk to me about USD ZAR. I mean, in case you didn't know yet by the accent, I'm South African. So just to see how crap our currency is doing is really infuriating. But I wouldn't say this is all the fault of the dollar. I would actually blame our own economy for this. This is pitiful. But anyway, let's take a quick analysis on this. Looking at the price action charts, price is trading comfortably above the 4 hour 50 SMA. We are at 50 on the RSI. We do have bullish structure at play. Currently looking like we are forming some sort of pattern here. Support is struggling to hold its level at 19.35. So yeah, $1 to 19 fucking rand. Nice, sorry for the language. I do apologize. It's just so infuriating. But like I said, this video not made for kids. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens here. But it looks like the dollar bulls are going to step back in, and this market is going to continue to climb, potentially beyond the 21:20 mark. AUD USD. So at the announcement of the tariff, USD actually spiked. AUD actually spiked. So we are trading upon the 50 SMA at the moment, just below the 50 SMA. We're within the sweet spot. We're just above the sweet spot of the RSI right now. And I would still say bearish structure is still intact and the yen is in control. This double bottom pattern is a bit worrisome, but we'll just have to wait and see how this market shakes off. If we go a bit higher, that's fine. The bearish structure is still intact, but I would expect a turnaround at 92.370, which is a break and retest level. Looking at AUD USD, very, very choppy market at the moment. I mean, I don't even want to trade it. It's so choppy. I mean, from a daily time frame, we can see we've broken consolidation to the downside. We did recover, but I do expect further downside movement to be in play. At this moment, though, I am not trading that market. GBP JPY, so it's clear that the pound is falling against the yen. We have a lot of bearish structure at play here. Despite breaking below the 188.5 level, markets did break back in, and we are currently trading below it again. We are below the 50 SMA, and we are trading below 50 on the RSI. I'd expect further bearish movements to be at play here. But again, we have a lot of choppiness and a lot of structure, so staying out of this market too. Staying out of GBP pound, USD CAD, yeah, still as choppy as it was in the past. So that's pretty much it. I mean, if we take a look at the indices, we have strong recovery at play with S&P. Well, the market hasn't opened yet, but this nearly 10% recovery after the tariff announcement upon a support level. So in my head, this is very much manipulation. I mean, we have Trump announcing tariffs starting immediately, market dives, nosedives. Okay, we know the bears are in control. And then 4 days later, 4 working days later, he comes back and says, hey, putting a pause on it, don't stress. So markets have dived, it has absorbed your information, and then you come back and say, hey, we're putting a pause, and the market spikes. Come on, you got to tell me that that's not manipulation right there. You can't tell me that's not manipulation. The man is doing absolute wonders. I mean, he's doing, I actually have no idea what he's doing, because every day it's such a volatile day. But if he knows this before it happens, and whoever knows it before he announces and they're placing trades, come on, you can't tell me that's just not daylight robbery right there. I mean, we're trading the back end of this news, and we have no way of getting in on these opportunities. I mean, if we had known prior, I mean, if we bought these shares at a discounted level, I mean, that's great, but we can never call bottom on these markets. We just get obliterated. So the massive 2 black swan events in the course of a week, almost 12% down and then 12% back up on NAS, and then 10% for S&P. It's crazy. It's the wild west of the market. So I just hope you guys are trading carefully. I hope you're trading cautiously. I hope you're making some phenomenal gains, because we will probably never see volatility in the market like this again. I mean, I was thinking that, hey, you know, now the market's going to calm down. I'm going to look for my long positions and ride that wave. But, I mean, 10% in one day, I've missed that chance. Now all I can do is trade the back end of this news and hopefully trade very smartly. But before we go, let's take a look at the fundamentals remaining for the week ahead. All right, so what do we have left? Let's just refresh this page. Okay, we have some CPI news today at 2:30, so that's just now. Let's wait and see what happens there, how it impacts the market. And then we have core PPI 2:30 tomorrow on Friday. Let's just take a look at the red folder news that happened yesterday. So, this is just directly from the Treasury. Bond. Expected market impact. I'm just going to let you guys read this, because I myself am still figuring it out. Both risk and growth. Okay, so it's a FF notification. Okay. But if the minutes, Fed signal they're not planning to ride the rescue with rate cuts. Okay, that's interesting. I also think this pause in the tariffs could be because the US saw such a major wipeout of $2 trillion in value when the announcement happened that they were afraid of recessions. So putting a pause on it just helps the government come to terms. I mean, it was immediate, it was sudden. I do think that was planned. I don't think the layman could have guessed he was going to pause tariffs. But I do feel that this was manipulation, but the drop in value was unexpected due to the suddenness of the nature, how he said it was an immediate implementation of tariffs. So definitely manipulation. Go ahead and read some news on this FOMC meeting minutes. It is crazy. But yeah, so that is it for the video today. Hope you guys found some value in that. I mean, it's the wild west of markets. It's very hard to trade. But if you are finding entries in your strategy and you're finding value out of these videos, please like and subscribe. If you'd like me to analyze any other pairs in detail, just drop a comment below. And then I will catch you in the next video. Happy trading, everyone. Cheers.